In this video, I'm gonna give you the exact ad strategy that made my brand $106,000 last month, and I'll refresh that so you know it's not fake. The same ad strategy that the brand Motion Apparel used to do 22K in the last 30 days. And again, I'll refresh that so you know it's not fake. My name is Fred Sanders and I scale clothing brands for a living while I also run brands for myself. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to do everything from A to Z on how to launch clothing brand ads so you know exactly how to do it and you can copy my success and implement it into your brand. So watch the full video. It's going to be a full guide and you can't miss one thing. And by the way, I'm doing this one-on-one with one of my students. He's setting up his clothing brand ads. So you can just watch me as I do it.
What's up?
Let's go. So first and foremost, before we get into the ad strategy part of it, you need to make sure that you set up your Facebook ads so you can actually run them correctly. Now, if you've already set up, your ad account, your pixel, and your business manager, feel free to skip through like a minute. If not, I'm gonna breeze through and show you exactly how. First and foremost, go to business.facebook.com. Go ahead and log in with Facebook. And from there, you're gonna be prompted to make a business portfolio. And what a business portfolio is, it just keeps everything, all your pages, all your ad accounts, and all your pixels in one thing. So once you do that, you're gonna be brought over to a screen. You signed in, you made your stuff. Go ahead and click on the drop down and click that little gear icon. So once you click on that gear icon, the next thing you need to do is make a Facebook page. So click on this one, click on the blue ad, go ahead and add, and then go to create a new Facebook page. You click on that. Type in your page name, so Fred Sanders, choose your category. It doesn't necessarily matter what you choose. I'll just choose like health. This is not gonna affect anything, but choose something that's as close as possible. And then go ahead and create that page. After you do that, go into your ad accounts, do the exact same thing. Click on the ad, create a new ad account, put your ad account name, go ahead and put your time zone. So if you're in Central, it's -6. If you're in Eastern, it's -5. If you're in, Mountain Time, whatever, you put whatever your time zone is right there. Go ahead and do my business, agree, and then go ahead and create that ad account. And then the last thing that we're gonna have you guys do is go into data sets. I had to swap over my browser, but for your data set, you're gonna do the exact same thing. Click on that little blue thing, add the name of your data set. So I'll call it Fred Sanders for here, and go ahead and create the exact same thing. Once you create this data set, you're gonna go ahead and share it to your actual ad account. So let me refresh. So now that you have this data set made so you don't run into any future problems, you're gonna go ahead and assign people. So assign you and whoever else is on your ad account, full control. And then you're gonna go ahead and assign and connect assets. So you're gonna connect your actual ad account so that it actually pops up. Go to other business ad sets and then click on the ad account that you're doing and then go ahead and add that one. So that way this pixel and stuff is all connected. And then from there, you're gonna go over to Shopify and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, and then from Shopify, you're gonna click on the apps and you're gonna type in Facebook, and Facebook and Instagram should pop up. You're gonna go ahead and install this into your Shopify store. So click on install, go ahead and install that into your Shopify store. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. And then from here, all you're gonna do is simply click on get started and update and connect to Shopify. Have you sign into your Facebook, and what it's gonna have you do is sign into your Facebook and connect the actual page that you're gonna be using. So make sure you connect all that information, and then it's gonna finalize the channel setup. And I'm gonna show you how to verify that you did all these steps correct and your Shopify is actually connected to your Facebook ad account and that your pixel is actually gonna be tracking in the future. Because if your pixel's not tracking in the future, you're losing a lot of money and you're just kind of wasting your money at that point. By the way, if you get to this part, make sure you click on maximum. You always wanna get the maximum amount of data from your customers so that your pixel can grow and grow and grow and know basically what customers are actually buying. But let me show you how to verify that you actually connected it. So you want to go ahead and choose data set if it's not already there, and then go ahead and connect the data set that you just kind of made. So this is the one we just made, the Fred Sanders. I'm going to use the original pixel that we already have for this store, but obviously you're going to connect yours and you want to take a look at the last 4 digits of that ID number. So you see this right here, go over to your Facebook ad account. So you can just type in ads.manager.facebook and it'll take you over there. So once you're there, to verify that that connection is correct, you want to go ahead and just create a fake little sales campaign. So go to create sales, go to manual, and just kind of breeze through this part. Go to broad, go to this ad set level right there, click on it, and then you're going to scroll down to where you see data set, click on that, and you should see the data set that you connected. It should match the exact same one that you just connected here. And I'm actually going to change it so that you guys can see what it's going to look like. So you see the last 4 digits of that matches the last 4 digits of this one, and then you know that your pixels are connected correctly. Again, do not skip this step, because if you're not connecting and collecting data from your customers from the pixel, then your ads are never going to optimize and you'll never be profitable. So once you have that, now it's time to actually get into the ad strategy part of this section. So let's show you my winning ad strategy that's making me 6 figures last month. So I'm going to show you the first strategy that I launched for all my brands in the very beginning, so you understand a basic strategy that you can potentially scale up to some good numbers. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and click on create, and then you're going to choose sales. So the thing about the Facebook pixel and the Facebook algorithm, a lot of people try to trick it and try to, do all these fancy things like engagement and leads and stuff. We're just simply wanting sales. So tell Facebook what you want and they're going to give you what you want. From here, we're not going to use Advantage Shopping Campaign Plus. We're going to go on manual sales campaign because we want to set and make this all manual for us so that we understand and we can break down and do things manually. Now for the actual campaign level, I'm not a big fan of making this super, confusing and stuff. I'm just going to name this a CBO testing campaign because that's exactly what it is. And we're going to do that name right there. So for your campaign level, which if you don't know what a campaign is, there's 3 levels. There's the campaign, which is this folder. It basically holds all your ad sets. The second level is the ad set. So that's basically all the interest and stuff, basically the demographics of people you're targeting. And then the actual ad itself, that's the photo/video. Now scrolling down to the actual campaign level, we're going to go to Advantage Campaign Budget. This is one of my favorite things to turn on. It's called CBO. So we're going to turn on this, which basically means that the ad budget spend is going to be on the campaign level and instead of the ad set level. So if it's on the campaign level, basically Facebook's going to optimize for the best interest that it should be targeting. Rather, if it was on the interest level or an ABO, it would just be spending the exact same amount on all the interest and wouldn't be necessarily optimizing for the best interest or best demographic that might be performing best. So I love to always do this because so Facebook can get and optimize for the better stuff. After you do that, go ahead and click next on the bottom. And for this, on the ad set name, we're going to simply just name this broad right here. We're going to scroll down, click on website. Again, for the performance goal, we don't want to try to trick Facebook. We want to go maximize number of conversions. Let it know exactly what we want. Make sure that data sets is selected. And then for your conversion event, we're going to go ahead and select purchase right here. Okay. Now, if you do have something like this, like a little icon where it says setup conversion and it's basically saying like your pixel's not set up correctly, don't worry about it. This is only there because you haven't ran any traffic to your actual pixel first. This is a brand new pixel. So Facebook's basically not tracking anything to it. So it thinks it's not working, but as long as you verified it in the last step, you're perfectly fine to skip that. So scrolling down, I love to always set my stuff for the next day at 12 p.m. That way I can start in the midday where people are actually up. A lot of people do 12 a.m. I don't really see that many good purchases coming in at 12 a.m. And I like to give my ad set and my pixel some time to just, start at 12 p.m. when people are actually buying. For location, I'm just going to keep it on the United States. I'm not going to start targeting the big 4 until I'm like at scale 100K, 250K plus. That's just me personally. For Advantage Plus audience, I'm going to always switch this over to original audience. I've never been a fan of running Advantage Plus. That's just me personally again, but I do like to test it because a lot of brands do see good results with it. It's kind of off and on. It's like 60% some brands work really well with it, or 60% some brands don't work that well, then just original works better. Sometimes some brands work pretty well with it. Like 40% Advantage Plus crushes with them. So I love to always test it. And I'm going to show you how we're going to test it later on in the strategy. But for now, I'll go ahead and select original audience. Scroll down. You're going to go ahead and put your target demographic for age. So if you're doing like a streetwear brand or any like Christian clothing brand, for him particularly, is going to be like 18 to 30. Just think about the actual people who are buying it, add a couple years, and then do that. If you don't know, 18 to 30 is probably what you should do. For gender, always leave this broad. Even if you are selling, like strictly women clothing or strictly man clothing, you never know if someone might buy it for their girlfriend or boyfriend for a gift. So I love to always keep all genders because again, Facebook's going to optimize for the better person anyways. Now, in terms of interest, we're going to leave this completely broad. The pixel is super smart. It's going to start optimizing for people who are actually engaging with this and actually want to buy. So there's no need to put any type of interest in there. So now going to the actual placements, this basically means where the ad's going to be shown. Meta owns a lot of different things. They own Messenger, Instagram, etc. We're going to click edit, go to manual because we want to be able to decide where this is actually showing. A lot of people aren't going to be buying on the platform Messenger, especially if they're shopping for clothing brand stuff. Most of the time, people are buying on either Facebook or Instagram. So we want to go ahead and select off Messenger and the audience network, which is basically any other app that Facebook owns. And we want to tell them, hey, we're only doing these 2 apps right here. And then we want to go down into it specifically and we want to turn off search results. What search results is if you ever clicked on the search icon on Instagram and you see all those like explore pages, if they put your ad in any of those little squares, they'll charge you for it. We don't want that. So we're going to turn that off. Okay. And we're only going to do feeds, stories, and in-stream video ads and reels. Those are the only ones that we're actually going to run with. And then from there, we're going to click on next, and we're going to go into setting up the actual ad set level, the photo or video that you're using for your brand. What I love to do, and I do for all mine, is I just name them ad 1, depending on how many different different pictures I'm going to be testing. From here, make sure you connect your Facebook page that you just made. And if you haven't already, make sure you put a profile pic on your Facebook page. That's important. And then connect your Instagram account right here. If you haven't connected your Instagram account, it'll show you how to set up your Instagram account and connect it once you get to this step right here. Now from here, make sure Advantage Plus catalog ads is off. You're going manual. Make sure you're on single image or video. You can do carousel if you have like a front picture of your clothes and a back picture. I'll show you how to set that up. Turn off multi-advertiser ads. And then you're going to go down here to set up creative, and you're going to do image ads if you have an image ad, or video ad if you have a video. I'm going to show you how to do an image ad though. We're going to click on next. So for the primary text, you're just simply going to put the name of the clothing that you're actually doing. And I love to always follow this with emoji, with an emoji that kind of follows the brand. So he wants to run ads for this particular hoodie right here. So we're going to go ahead and copy the name of this. I can't copy it, so I'll type it in. And then we're just going to follow that up with a dove emoji that kind of correlates with his brand. If you have a streetwear brand, feel free to put any emoji that you feel like correlates with your brand. And then I like to push enter. And then on the second line, I like to do any type of benefit that the brand has. If you have no sales going on, like you don't have a 10% site-wide going off or free shipping on all your clothing, and you can just put limited time only and you'll be perfectly fine. For you specifically, do you have free shipping or any discounts going on?
I have a buy one, get one 10% off.
Okay, so we're going to do buy one, get one 10% off. And I'm going to actually name that. So just any benefit that your site particularly gives, put that in the second line. For the headline, you're just going to copy the same thing. Put that for the name of the clothing item for the headline. For the description, you can leave it blank. For the call to action, you want to go ahead on here and put shop now. And we're going to go to next. Okay. And from here, we're going to actually select the images that we want to use. So the image we're going to use for his is this particular image right here. So we want to make sure that this stuff all fits in the boxes. If it doesn't, go through and crop it and kind of make it make sense. Everything fits on there. For all this stuff, we're going to turn on optimizations and then turn them off, because we pretty much want all of them off besides one. And that's just going to be visual touch-ups. So visual touch-ups, in case you're doing like a square image, Facebook will go ahead and automatically like kind of blur it and kind of make it fit a little bit better on that vertical format when you're showing it into a reel or a story. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just turn it on. You'll be fine. And then from there, last and importantly, you want to make sure that you're adding the product page. So if you go to destination, click on that. You want to go ahead and run that straight to the actual product page itself. So I wouldn't run it to the actual homepage. I'd run it straight to the product page. You don't want to have your customers clicking multiple things and trying to find your hoodie. It's going to lower your conversion rate. Don't do that. Always preview it to make sure that you're going to the right product page. So now when you're done with that, if you want to add more clothes, you can go and quickly duplicate. Go ahead and swap out the name from ad 1 to ad 2. You'll go down, click on edit media, and then you'll swap it out for whatever other picture you want to use. So let's just say for this second ad, we're going to do a carousel image of an entirely different product. We're going to go ahead and go here. We'll click on carousel, and feel free, if you only want to test one product, don't do this step. But if you're testing multiple products, then you can go through and add as many different ads and stuff as you want to. I'd even recommend testing like 4 to 5 products at a time, or 4 to 5 different creatives, whether it's an on body or a flat lay image, a bunch of different things at a time. It typically works better. But we're going to test like 1 to 2 for right now. Click on add image cards. Let's say we want to test this one right here along with an on body. So we'll click on both of the images that we want to run. And again, we're simply going to put the product name in the headline right there. So perfect. We'll go ahead and put that, apply to all cards, so you don't have to go and manually type it in for each of them. And then you want to make sure that you change that primary text to that exact same actual product that you're running. So you're not running and saying it's a different product. Make sure it's on shop now. Make sure you go to your enhancements. And once again, turn them on, turn them off, so they all turn off, and then just turn on visual touch-ups. That's the only one you're going to need. And again, if you get prompted by the meta pixel that is not active, you can ignore this. It's just because you have no people actually going to that pixel. But from here, go up to destination and just put the actual piece and run it to the actual product page itself. Copy that. Once you do it, preview the URL. Trust me, I've done countless mistakes where I've launched ads to the wrong link and it costs me a lot of money. So always preview it. It's a habit I've had. Once you get all your ads and all the clothes that you want to test in, triple check everything is correct. Once you're done with that, you're going to click on the broad, the little 3 dots next to broad, and you're going to quickly duplicate it. So remember I was talking about testing out Advantage Plus and original audience. Now we're going to test out Advantage Plus to see if your brand is one of those brands that work well with Advantage Plus. So from here, we're just going to take out the copy and we're going to type in Advantage Plus. We'll scroll down and we'll go to where it says use Advantage Plus audience. We'll click on that and then it should just say Advantage Plus audience. It should have a check on it. And then you know Advantage Plus is on. And then from there, the entire ad strategy is complete. So you want to go in and publish this. If you're doing doing a new ad account, it's going to tell you to add your payment information and add your phone number, et cetera, et cetera. Again, but once this post, you want to make sure you go up here to the top where it says review and publish, because it's not fully published. And so you click on that and then click on publish again. So then it's actually going to publish again. I don't know why Facebook makes you do it twice. It's kind of weird, but that's how you make sure it's fully posted and it's there. So if your ads say like inactive or no ads, check back in like an hour, they'll refresh and they'll eventually say active. Sometimes it takes around an hour or two to make sure that that's fully processed and done. But now I'm going to show you how to set up your actual Facebook columns, what to look for, and what you should be expecting for like the next 1 to 3 days when you're running these ads to make sure you're on track. So to set up your columns, you want to go ahead and click on this thing where it says columns. You want to click on that, scroll down, click on customize. And then I just typically like to delete all of these. And then we're going to go through and we're going to add all of them ourselves. So first we want is budget. We want to make sure to see if it's active or not. So type in delivery. And then from there we want amount spent. And then we want to track CTR. So type in CTR, click on unique CTR. And then we want CPC. Click on cost per click, and then we want add to cart. Click on that. Click on total add to carts. It's going to select all these extra ones, unselect literally all of those. And then the last one, you want to go ahead and do cost per result. That one's going to be great for you to track as well. And this is pretty much the basic, columns that I like to use for until I'm at like at least a few sales a day consistently. This will be perfect. And how I like to organize it, I put delivery on top. I put my budget right there. I put the amount spent there. I put the CTR, CPC, cost per result, and then add to cart at the end. And then I'll go ahead and apply it. And your stuff should look something similar to this. And let me show you what actual columns you should be tracking and what numbers and stuff you should be looking for throughout the next, day or two as you're spending these ads. So first and foremost, the first day that you're actually running these ads, you probably will not get a sale depending on your brand. Some brands do, some brands don't, but don't feel like your ads aren't working if the first day you do not get a sale. By the second day, you should start seeing some add to carts put in. That's the overall goal. But on day one, what you're going to be looking for, the two very important metrics that I love to look at is CPC and CTR. Those are letting me know if I have a good ad or not. So I like to always look at the ad set level. I click in. So for CTR, typically a great CTR is anything between 3, 4, and up. If it's lower, if it's at like a 2% or if it's at like 1%, that means people are really not interested in your product, whether you have a bad creative, like the picture itself is bad, or your product's just not that good at all. CPC can kind of mean the same thing. You either have a bad product or your creative's not that good. For CPC, you want to make sure this is lower than like $2. If it's like $2 or like $2.50 or $3 or anything higher than that, typically not good by day one. If I see a CTR that's, lower than 3% or a CPC that's higher and it's like $3 or something, I typically just turn that off because I know I'm wasting my time here. And if I do decide to turn something off, I won't turn it off on the full ad set level. I'll click on the ads because again, you'll probably have 5 or 6 ads that you're running and I'll be tracking, okay, this CTR has, pretty good 4%. This one has a low CPC. That's pretty good. Oh, this one's not that working that well, has a high CTR. I'd turn that one off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So those are the metrics you should be looking for on day one. Now by day two, you should also have really good CTRs. You should have really good CPCs. CPCs lower than $2, CTRs higher than like 3 and 4%. But you should also start getting some add to cart. Now, if by day two, you're not seeing any add to carts, that's when it's time to like really start, you can go to day 3 if you have no add to carts, but that's when it's time to really start looking into your website to see like, okay, do I have a problem with my product? Do people just not want to buy it? Is my website not optimized? Does it not look trustworthy? Am I not running the actual right pictures and creatives? There can be a lot of problems if you're not getting add to carts, but most likely it's going to be because your website's not optimized for the backend metrics, because you're getting people to click on it. You're just not getting them to buy, which means you probably have some type of funnel issue with your website. By day 2 and day 3, you should start seeing some profitable sales come in. You'll be able to track how much it costs you to actually get a purchase right here. So let's say you spent $10 and you got 1 sale. Okay, that means it takes $10 to get 1 sale. Now, obviously, you want to break this down with your brand to see if it's profitable. If you're selling a shirt that's $100 and you get a cost per result of $10, you're profitable, right? You've spent $10 to make $100. You're profitable. But if you're selling that same $100 shirt and it took you $100 to get a sale, it's not that profitable. You probably want to turn this off no matter how good the add to carts look, because you're not profitable. And that's pretty much the basic structure of what I'm looking for when I'm just starting out ads. Now, keep in mind, this is a basic ad strategy. This stuff gets, deep. This would be an 8-hour video if I showed you all the tips and tricks and all the custom ways you could change and, optimize for your brand. The reason why I don't make this an 8-hour video, because every brand is different. You can't just go in and apply one like single ad strategy to every single brand and expect it to be able to optimize your brand to, 10, 20, 30, 50K a month. Everything is completely different. This is a basic ad strategy to get you at least testing, your creatives and your product and get you some profitable sales rolling in. Any questions for me, dude?
So you said that the CPC, anything under $2 is pretty good.
Yeah, anything under a $2 CPC, you're solid. I love to always focus on CTR. CTR for me just kind of lets me know people actually want to buy the product. To explain what CTR is, it's basically if you had 100 people, look at your ad, or maybe 100 people saw your ad, how many of those people actually clicked on it to go to your website? So if 10 people out of that 100 people clicked on it, you have a 10% CTR, which is amazing. It means you have a lot of people interested in it. But if you only get one person to click on it, you have a 1% CTR. It means people aren't really that interested in either your product or your creative is just bad and doesn't show your product off well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's good to kind of aim for like closer to like a 10 or like even maybe like a 5 to 7 range.
I would say that's 5 to 7 is extremely high still. Ideal is like 4%. Ideal is 4% for me. 3 is like yellow. If you're profitable, you could keep 3 on. Anything lower than 3, something's wrong, okay? On your ad set level or your actual product itself. That's when it's time to go back to the drawing board on that. Take new product pictures or just, redesign your product, whatever it is. And again, a lot of this stuff is dependent on your brand specifically. So I'd have to go in and like personally launch these ads for you one-on-one to kind of like let you know exactly what's wrong with yours. Any questions on this ad strategy here though?
No.
Perfect. So that's pretty much the basic ad strategy. If you want to work with me one-on-one and you want me to, run your ads for you, teach you how to scale your clothing brand from, start to all the way to here, whether you're at 5K, 10K, or whether you're just starting and you want to scale your clothing brand up, you can go ahead and link in the description and book a call to talk with me personally. I'll get on that call. We'll talk. We'll see if we can help your brand. If we can help your brand, I'll show you exactly how we can do it. And I'll walk you through what that process looks like. If we can't, we'll at least give you some homework or something to send you off and put you in a better position than when you first started. So go in that link in the description if you want some help and you want to work with me one-on-one. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.